All right, I'm here with the latest UGA quarterback commit, the only quarterback commit in like 2 years. First quarterback commit since Gunnar Stockton in 2022, Ryan Puglisi, originally from Massachusetts, playing high school football up there in Avon, Connecticut. Ryan, first of all, thank you for being here with us. First question, man, what's the last, I don't know, week been like for you?
Yeah, no, it's definitely been um, it's surreal feeling. Super exciting times. Obviously, as you guys know, I just made my decision a few days ago to Georgia. So, I mean, no looking back now. I'm super excited and can't wait to be a dog.
Yeah, we were just joking. We see the Georgia flag back there in the dorm room. For those who don't know, Ryan's actually it's a boarding school. Explain the situation up there, and what you got going on there at Avon Old Farms.
Yeah, so I'm from Worcester County. I'm from Massachusetts. I go to school in Connecticut. I go to boarding school. Obviously, I go to Avon Old Farms. So it's a boarding school. I play on a lot of kids on my team are from everywhere around the country. We got a couple kids from Chicago, a couple kids from Canada. My team's full of kids from everywhere. We play against kids from everywhere. So
And your schedule is like a lot different than, like, for example, down here in South Georgia, in the Southeast, like football is
yeah,
king. Okay, guys are lifting at 6 o'clock in the morning. They're going to class from 8 until 3 o'clock, and then they're practicing from 3 to 6:30, and then they
yeah,
might do some type of study hall afterwards, and then they're getting sent home, and then they start the next day. It is very much so football driven. I'm not going to say football first, academic second, but we know the deal around here. Football
yeah.
players are here to play football. From my understanding of your situation, it's kind of the other way around. You guys are a really, really academically heavy situation, and your grades are really, really high, and all those things. And kind of football is a portion of what y'all do, not necessarily everything that it is that you guys do.
Um, I mean, I wouldn't say that necessarily here. Honestly, like we honestly run this school like a college program. Like we wake up before school. We have football meetings. We have lift some days. Depending on the day, it's either a meeting or lift or both. So today, basically, our daily schedule is we'll wake up before school, do our offensive meetings. We'll go a team meeting, then offensive position meetings, and then we'll go to school. And then throughout school, like during your free periods, I'll meet with my coach and we'll watch film and we'll game plan for the game this weekend. And then after school, we'll have a lift, and then after the lift, we'll go into practice. So we run it pretty much like a college program. Like many people don't know, like people just because like they think of New England, they could think of that like as academics first and stuff like that. But I don't. That's not the case. In the NEPSAC, this is what our league is called. Like most of the schools are run like a college program.
See, like I was telling you before we even got on here, dude, this
Yeah,
is a very, like, Northeastern football is a very, very foreign concept to
yeah,
us down here. Like, even when you pop to the University of Georgia, scouts like us, we knew about you when you came down to June, came down here in the Southeast in June and swept, Alabama and Georgia. You go in there and leave with an offer.
yeah,
People like me know who you are. All right. But other people that, are just, everyday Adam and Eve Georgia fans,
yeah,
they might not know anything about Connecticut football or UMass football.
yeah.
So yeah,
Exactly.
to hear that, you're going to come to the University of Georgia, and though the speed of the game will be needing a transition and things like that, there will be some, some things that you have to get accustomed to. The workload isn't something that you will need to get accustomed to, because it sounds like you've already got that going on. So
Yeah,
let's talk about the summer, right?
yeah,
I mean, I don't know if you pay attention to rankings, but most people do. I mean, you're a 300 ranking kid all summer long, maybe not even ranked. And then you go to Georgia and Alabama, leave with offers, and you kind of rack up the Northeastern offers throughout last off season and all these good things. But the big schools start coming this summer.
yeah,
Okay. And then you pop at the University of Georgia, and people are like, who's this 3-star kid?
yeah,
And all I was hearing from Georgia was like, nah, he's a guy now. Just watch,
yeah,
and it doesn't take long. You go in there, you leave with offers. They know who you are.
yeah,
What do you think about the whole idea that, this is just some 3-star quarterback, or do you even care? I know your answer is going to be that you don't care,
yeah.
but what does it matter? Basically, is what I'm asking.
Um, I mean, the easy way I can say is I don't care. That's just the easy thing to say, but I feel like it kind of just gives me a chip on my shoulder. I'm going to Georgia. I'm going down south. I'm leaving New England to go play down south because I want to play with the best. Obviously, I want to be the best, so I got to play with the best. And that was kind of my whole mindset going into the situation. So, for people to think I'm just a 3-star, it doesn't really faze me. If anything, it adds a chip on my shoulder. Makes me want to go get it more.
If it makes you feel any better, I think, well, first of all, SI American, we don't do any rankings. We just do kind of evaluations, things
Yeah.
like that. We'll be giving you some type of scoring system here on the Film Guy Network at some point. But I thought it was funny as soon as you popped. I mean, you're apparently the number 3 ranked quarterback in the country in 2024 on one of these ranking services.
Yeah.
And then on some other ones, you're like 32. So what does it mean? It doesn't mean anything. Here's what matters. All right. The University of Georgia, and I want to talk to you about this a little bit. The University of Georgia took your commitment, Ryan, in October of a class that doesn't sign until December of next year.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't need to rattle off the names of other quarterbacks that they were recruiting, but they picked you. And that's what matters, right? If anyone wants to go with any ranking, especially a Georgia fan, all you should really care about, if I'm speaking to you right now, is that the program chose this one. So why you, I guess, is what I want to know, if they gave you any inclination of why they took your commitment this early. Because again, man, like, this is a process that they normally take a little while to kind of select their guy, and you're obviously theirs.
Yeah. I think it all really started when Coach Monken flew down in the spring. Last school year, he flew down in the spring to come watch me throw at Avon, and it really kind of all started from there. I threw great in front of him, so he wanted to get me back down in the summer to throw in front of the whole entire staff. And then, like right after that, I was offered by them, and it was kind of just we hit it off right away. We built a great relationship, me and Coach Monken. And then right when I got down there, I started talking to the whole entire staff. So I really got to know Buster Faulkner, Coach Smart, Mike Bobo, like the whole offensive staff. So I would say it all really picked up then. But yeah, I don't know if that answered your question like very well.
No, it did. It did in some sense. I guess my next question, Ryan, would be like, I get a lot of Georgia fans that ask me, like, what is Monken like on the trail? And nobody would know more than a quarterback like you. I mean, he's been pursuing you for a year and a half now. So what are from my understanding, the recruitments from Coach Monken are much more, y'all going to talk football. It's not going to be, hey, come in here. We got, dope facilities and we got, nice uniforms and come take photos. It's going to be, this is what we do. This is what we would do with you. And here's our terminology, things like that. What's the recruitment like from Monken? How's he approach it?
Yeah, no, I love Coach Monken. I have since the first day I talked to him. I knew he was a guy I definitely wanted to play for. He's funny because Georgia could have the best facilities in the world and he would never bring it up. Like, it's straight ball with him, and that's what I love. He's always gonna. I'll send him some video, and he's always gonna give me the best ways to what I can do better. That was something with him, is he's always looking to make everyone better, and he's always looking to talk football. So he's an offensive mastermind. Like, I saw a tweet on someone said mastermind Monk. So I can definitely agree with that.
It was my tweet.
That was yours. Yeah. I mean,
my tweet. No, it's funny. Let's talk about Buster just for a brief minute, right? You mentioned Buster Faulkner. Obviously, for those who don't know, he's a quality control analyst at the University of Georgia, but his kind of recruiting role, if you will, if he has one, it's to handle you guys, right? To kind of finish off and help alongside Monken with the recruitment of the quarterback. So what's that dichotomy like, I guess, is the question. How much is, Monk handling? How much is Buster handling? What are you guys doing there in terms of the differentiation between the relationships, I should say?
Yeah. I would say they're both similar in ways, but they both they do their differences. I think both of them are very down to earth guys. Like, they're easy to talk to, and you can talk non-football stuff with them all day, just like you can talk football with them. As I get to know both of them, like, as I got to know them very well, they're both just great people. So they're people I would definitely want to be around. They're definitely that two people that played a huge role in my decision. Those are two guys that I really want to work for, and I would do anything for them. So throughout the process, they've been tremendous for me.
All right, last couple of questions.
Yeah, go
You
ahead.
know, a lot of people make a big deal about the quarterback being kind of the leader of the recruitment class at that point moving forward. And to be 100% honest with you, the last two guys that Georgia has signed, they have kind of been that. I mean, during COVID, having Brock Vandagriff in Athens was like one of the most coveted things that they could have because nobody could actually take visits. They would have to come to the town themselves, and then Brock would just walk them around town. The kids, all the prospects. Whereas Gunner played 7-on-7 with guys like Denylon Morissette and Oscar Delp, right? Guys that are on the roster now. You up there, right?
Yeah.
You're up there. So how are you, I guess, going to take on the role of, hey, I got to let people know that not only am I a dude, but I want great football players to come play with me because talent acquisition, where you're going to play. Talent acquisition is one of the biggest things at the University of Georgia. How do you play a role into that moving forward?
Yeah, I've already gotten after. I think the day I committed, coach sent me a list of who to go after, and obviously I can't go see them right now, but I've DM'd every single one of them every single day, just trying to get a relationship going with them and making sure we get them in Athens because when they're our top guys, we're gonna go get them. And I want to make sure that we're gonna get this class number one team in the nation. We're gonna. I know it's number one right now, and we're gonna keep it that way. So,
all right, in a elevator pitch, you know what an elevator pitch is? Okay, 30 seconds or less, right? You're riding in an elevator with somebody, you're trying to sell them on whatever business you're selling.
Yeah.
Ryan Puglisi is the business. Sell me on Ryan Puglisi, the football player. Who are you in 30 seconds? What did Georgia just land in 2024? Before we go break down the film, before we do all that stuff here on our end, what did they just get in Ryan Puglisi?
They got a person that's going to give them their best. I might be from New England, but I'm going to come down south. I'm going to give them my best. Coming in with a chip on my shoulder, and we're going to keep the number one class in the nation. We're going to bring national championships to Athens just like we did last year.
There you go. Ryan Puglisi, 2024 quarterback commit, University of Georgia. And based off all inclinations, that Joker ain't going nowhere. He's locked in for a good minute. Appreciate you, Ryan, for being here with us. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
This dude right here. Let's watch Puglisi because a lot of people, and I get it, I was one of these when his name first popped up in June, like, who is this guy from Connecticut? Who is this dude that came down here in the dead heat of the summer, showed up, threw maybe 40 balls for Alabama and maybe 45 balls for Georgia, and both schools were like, hey, if you want to come play here, come on, we'll take you at any time. It took one session for both of those programs. So what did they see? What's going on with this Ryan Puglisi guy? And it's actually pronounced Puglisi. Who's this guy from Connecticut actually from Massachusetts by way of Connecticut now, living at a boarding school playing football? Who is this guy, and why is he all of a sudden committed to the University of Georgia? Well, you're about to see. This is 6'3" of just quarterback clay, okay? If you think of the greatest, sculptors in the world, they see this big hunk of clay, and they see the dream inside, right? This is the hunk of clay that Todd Monken and Buster Faulkner see a dream inside of. And we finna find out what this Ryan Puglisi, or as we call him, Pugga, on the network. We'll see what we think about this Pugga player right here. Let's grind some tape. Y'all like Pugga? I don't know if it's going to stick. We'll see. All right. Layered. Absolutely layered football right here. He's going to the top of your screen, to the right of your screen, I should say. And he's going to drop this ball into a bucket right on the pylon. It's not a back shoulder ball. It's he's going to win right at the last second ball. Put a little bit of air on it. Also love the way this dude throws a deep ball. It's a rocket ship coming back down. This ball, guys, you can't even see. You can't even see it. All right, but I'm going to explain it. Ball's on the right. Hey, y'all know this stuff. Ball is on the right hash. This is a comeback to the sticks all the way outside the numbers. This ball's ripped. This ball's ripped. You cannot see the laces. You can't see nothing. You can't see the ball going across the screen. I know it's dark, but that's a dart. What we got here? It's another missile on the move to the left. Watch this. 3rd and 12. One thing I noticed, and I hope we get a chance to walk through this film with Ryan. We mentioned maybe doing it with him, but man, not every play on this highlight tape, but a lot of these plays on this highlight tape are 3rd and 12s, 4th and 8s, 4th and 4s, 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 9s. Like, we got to have this to keep the drive going. And here comes Puglisi just out here, just darts, missiles. Some special juice on this arm, dude. I love this. This is an anticipatory throw. Okay, they got an out and up right here. He's got a whole bunch of eyes on him post snap telling him that's zone coverage, right? So against zone, we work all week. We got the go ball here. We got the out and up here. If you see zone, Ryan, we got to throw this ball right now to right here. Once this receiver, what I mean by that is once this receiver gets right here, right now, we throw the ball to this spot. It's an anticipatory throw based off coverage. We're going to stop it when Ryan goes to release the football right now. Boom. Okay. There it is. I mean, that's ideal timing. He has just turned his head around on that up. That's just like you coach it, guys. That's just like you coach it. And then you got to rip that ball. It's good play design. It's in every playbook, it seems, nowadays. I love these types of throws. Like, everybody does the off-platform stuff. I think it's far more important that we're consistent in whatever we're doing until we get put into an athletic position, and then we're good enough athletes to get ourselves out of it. That's the way I would coach it. We're not always trying to do stuff like this, because if we always did stuff like this when we didn't have to do stuff like this, we look a whole lot like Haynes King instead of a whole lot like Josh Allen, right? I'm not saying that's who this is, but when we're getting pressure in our face and we really got to wait for this ball to clear, okay, then we wait as long as it takes and we just give it a little flick. Just give it a little flick out of the left side of our arm, or out of the, just that little angle, just whoop. I don't know why I said left side of our arm. That was weird. This is a nuke right here. Buy time, buy time, buy time. We got to speed it up. Sorry, I biffed it right there, guys. We're on a 7:05 actually. Here it is. Oof. Woo! See the ball leave the screen? This ball is thrown from the stick back there at the 20-yard line, it looks like. And that ball lands at the other 20. So, just a casual 60-yard throw that came straight down like it's supposed to. And, oh, by the way, he was getting hit at the end of. Do you see that, the trajectory of that football coming back down? That ball came down like that, right? And why is that an advantage? Well, these guys, these receivers, first of all, they're going to have their eyes on it first because they're taught, practiced, bred to track the ball. It's what they do, right? Defensive backs, on the other hand, not so much, right? Unless they're like super elite and comfortable. One more look at that. Again, 60-yard bomb getting hit in the back. Love the trajectory on the ball. It's another example of it. He's going to be rolling to his left. He throws this ball about 55 yards, and I would love to talk to him about it. I think he actually takes some juice off right here. It looks like he just kind of jumps and flicks this ball. And again, that coming straight down on it. Ball leaves the screen and drops right back down. The only quarterback on the roster that I've seen on, high school tapes throw like super arcing footballs like this, the drop down Russell Wilson-esque in Seattle type of deep ball accuracy and efficiency was Beck in high school. Carson Beck, I felt like he threw a football 100 yards in the air, up vertically north, scraping clouds to throw it 55 yards down the field. I would say he's a 4.78 guy, right? I don't think this is Stetson Bennett, the athlete. I don't. But this very much so looks like the Carson Beck type of scramble that we saw last week against Vandy and a couple weeks ago, or, start season against Samford, right? Is this another 50-yard bomb? It is. Watch this, guys. He throws this from the 50, from midfield, basically, actually from the 48. Okay, watch him just. Just come with sound effects, the right kind of sound effects. Thought this ball was a little late. He's throwing the dig right here. Georgia throws this ball all the time, right, guys? Against zone, got a bunch of everybody playing hook curl with the linebackers nowadays. That kind of opens up this middle portion on again. I believe that says 3rd and long. So as a quarterback, you guys have seen it. This ball takes a little longer to develop, right? You really got to hold, rip. I think that ball needs to be ripped a little bit out in front of this receiver. We don't really want to turn him back. We don't have to. He wasn't going to get hit by that linebacker. Ball's a little bit late. Great job by Sticks right here. Well, I think it's got a little, little something to him. Sticks got some swag about him. I don't know where he's going, but every once in a while, watching these Georgia quarterback commits, I learned something about one of their wide receivers that they got out there running around. I like Sticks. He got a little attitude to him based off the film. Comebacker. I think this is quarterback draw. I don't expect these types of things to be in the playbook for Puglisi in college. I mean, he's a big physical football player. Don't get me wrong. I don't project Josh Allen give him 10 carries. I don't. This is 6'3", 205, not 6'5", 255. That's not what this is. Those are two different human beings, right? But this dude does have one of them 1% arms. Again, 4th and 8 right here. You know you got to buy time. You know, one of these guys is coming in right here towards the sticks. You know that you have got to buy time. This defensive end, I believe, has got a Bama offer right here. He's playing against some guys, okay, in a hostile environment. Okay, he's on the road. This is all game long. If you look at the film, there's people all down, up and down these sidelines. Boom. Rips the ball in right there on 4th and 9. Believe he's on the road. He might have been home right there. Either way. Seemed like a lit environment up there in Connecticut. 4.78. Okay? Faster than I ever ran. No doubt about it. Ooh. Love these plus moves working up in the pocket. Okay? Delivering a runnable ball right here to 8. 8's got to get to the sticks. Good work, 8. 8's a fighter. He's a football player. Oh, this was stupid. Moving to his left. Watch him flick this ball. It's dropped. Okay, but I'm calling it a completion. Look where this ball is. Oh, my God. Come on, guys. This is that special stuff, that 1% stuff that you got to see. Like, you see this guy coming to your facility, and he does this at 6'3", 205 in a summer camp and just freaking hum one. And you're like, all right, yep, let's go get that guy. That's about what it is. This next one's stupid, too. Hitting the slot fade right here to number 8. This ball's dropped. But it's dropped in a bucket. Look at this. Doink. Can't make it any better. Can't make it any better. All right. That's enough for me. I hope that's enough for you guys. Hey, he's a good football player, okay? I do think there can be a tendency to try to be the smartest person in the room sometimes when you're on a roll. As a coach, I don't know if this is the case. I truly believe they have more information on this guy than anybody in the industry, obviously. They've had him in, they've set him down, they put him on the board, they've watched him throw, and they left thinking that's our guy, okay? We're going to take a commitment from that guy before all the other names in the 2024 class. And you guys know him. Y'all ask me about him all the time. They chose this one, and I hope I showed you a little bit of the reason why. And the other thing you need to know about this dude is his best football 2 or 3 years down the road. Like far, far ahead of him is his best football. And those are the kind of kids you like to take, right? Or you should be taking. He's got 18 months left of his high school career. You'll get a somewhat polished product by the time he arrives in Athens. And then after that, it's what you can turn him into because Lord knows the ceiling's high enough on this football player. He's a 1% arm, and he's a 5%, top 5%, top 10% physical frame. Okay? That's all you need. As long as you got them intangibles. For Brooks Austin, for the Film Guy Network, be sure you're hitting the thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you next time.